Hello everyone, my name is Hefty and welcome to the February 2024 devlog. This will go over everything that we've done in the last 3 months since the last devlog that I sent out to you. Oops. So progress, we've made some good progress on maps. We've completed 3 more campaign maps, which means we've got 5 total, like completely done from head to toe. We've finished 3 Dogtag maps, and then we've added 5 more maps to what I just call the layout completed. So I've kind of got the rough concept, and that means that all of the campaign and Dogtag levels have been fully laid out. More things along the way that aren't related to maps. I fixed some weapon boat combination fixes. Things weren't working quite well when you'd go in and out of the boat. Stealth kills weren't doing exactly what I wanted them to do towards the end of the level, counting the stealth kills. And then I did a nice little feature called the end goal trigger. When you beat a boss, particularly one specific boss, you would have to approach him to end the level. Some other levels now have that option, and I wrote that into the engine versus specifically to that one enemy. And of course, I've got dog standing and sleeping animations now, so they kind of play the same way, but it just kind of adds a nice little touch to the dogs when they're not just running around in a room like the original Wolf3D. And then we have this fun feature with the piano with music. And I'm going to show that right now. More progress we've made is updating and creating some new textures and sprites for the levels as I'm going through them. The broken wood slats flat, so now the ceilings have a little bit of a hole in them that you can see through. You can kind of see light coming through. I did a lot of work on making the parallax floor for the day-night river and mountains parallax to look a lot better than it used to. Those are on both of the bridge levels. Of course, we've gone over the dog standing and sleeping, but I had to do the artwork on that as well. I also added some wall patches for signs in the city map because it got to a point where it was kind of hard to landmark where you're at, and those just kind of add to that to help identify what turn or corner or what place you might be at. They're not readable, but they're just at least a landmark to kind of tell you where you've been. And of course the piano. And then lastly, the burning barrel, which we'll find in some levels to kind of give some light and a little bit of destruction, chaos. Like, why would there be a burning barrel inside of a building or maybe even outside? Somebody's lighting something, somebody's burning it. It's just kind of a nice little extra for lighting. Other progress, we made a demo version of the game that we only released to our small list of people to beta test, essentially. It was kind of a sneak peek into the game, kind of get first impressions, see where I may need to adjust, change, just get some feedback on some of the early levels that showcased some broad aspects of the features of the game. Also, we've done a lot of work on text files. I'm not really happy with it yet. They're kind of in an early draft, so definitely can rework them, but I just had to get them out so that the demo was readable and understandable. So we did the read list with a lot of information on weapons, enemies, and things like that. Logbooks, radios, pre and post level text for all the completed levels. So once I had all the levels laid out, I had all the text laid out as well. So let's revisit what we did last time. What goals did we have? We wanted to finish the layout for the DT maps. I have just about, but we did it. And we got it all done. Campaign, finish detailing all the maps, so 1 through 11. Yeah, we didn't do that. We got about 4 or 5 of them done. But that was simply because I was focusing on the demo. So that took a little bit of time away from actually doing mapping work. Playing through and testing levels, it's a continual process, so we're going to continue to do that. So what's next for us? Continue working on mapping. Obviously, there's so much to do yet. We want to try and finish the campaign maps and the dog tag maps. With the dog tags laid out, that makes it a little easier for us to continue progress on those. Same for the remaining campaign maps. They're already, so to speak, halfway done. Then we're going to begin working on the challenge levels. We've got a couple rough concepts for those, but that one's a little bit of a stretch to do when we want to focus on the campaign and dog tag maps. And the kind of time frame, this will allow for 1 more quarter of work on mapping to complete all of the remaining maps. So with that being said, 1 quarter as in February to May would do the continue up above, and then another quarter to finish the last leg of it. So thinking 6 months. Other things, outside of doing the work on the mod, we've been continuing to do Let's Plays. Return to Cast Wolfenstein for the PlayStation 2. We're finishing that up. And once that's done, I think we're going to focus on finishing up the 4th episode of Klooni. 5th and 6th are going to slow down, just so that I'm not doing daily uploads. Unless I crank through them really fast, they're not really high in priority of something I want to do. What I do want to try and do is on Fridays upload a unique video, that being a single playthrough of a Wolf3D mod or a random game, just something that kind of fits the theme. I have a few things in mind, but that I'm hoping will start after the Return to Cast Wolfenstein is done. And then also I've been talking about it, videos on Wolf3D mechanics. I call it the How It's Done videos. Still kind of going through the brainstorming phases of that yet, but I have some ideas. But nothing really scripted out or set in stone. With that, that is everything I have for this devlog. I hope you guys look forward to the next one in May, and that we make a substantial amount of progress, and hopefully we meet all the goals that we set in this devlog here. Until then, I will see you guys in the next. Until then, take care.